Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and all of you potential Toastmasters out there. Welcome to the show. This is Wake Up with Toastmasters. I'm the co-host along with the lovely Phyllis Tribby. Good morning, Phyllis. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Ken. How's everybody in our public out there? Welcome to our show. Please make comments. We're here wanting to answer your questions.
Absolutely. If you are on our Facebook page, I will periodically look to check and see if there are any questions or comments and share those with our audience. Today, if you're looking at the page, which I'd better check, you will notice that we are talking about Facebook. Where's my page?
No, we're not talking about
No, we're not talking.
We're going to talk
about pathways. Exactly.
I love pathways.
We're going to talk about
repeat this.
I was focusing on trying to make sure that Facebook was functioning correctly, which is a sort of the behind the scenes thing. And it looks like we're going just fine. So everything is there. Excellent. So if anybody has comments, put them there. And I got a little confused. You know, it's too early in the morning. I still need to have one more cup of coffee.
This is your favorite time of morning. Don't tell me that it's too early.
Well, you're absolutely right. I'm an early riser Toastmasters Club, but I'm also by nature an early riser. And I often am up and out and about by 5 or 4:30 or somewhere around there. So anyway, today we are going to talk about pathways. And the reason that we were inspired by the TLI on Saturday, we had a great TLI. I know you were there, Phyllis, as one of the instructors. Thank you so much. But we had about 73 people in attendance. And one of the highlights were we had 2 educationals presented by Kate Hollis and Sherry Parker. And Sherry talked about pathways and introduced us to some new tools. And then she talked about on the TI website, some of the changes that have occurred. And I thought, you know, this is a great thing that we should talk about on Wake Up, because then it can be recorded and folks will go back and take a look at it. And then the other thing that I did as your program quality director is I sent a copy of the book we're about to review to all of the BPEs. And I want to make sure that they all share that with their club members. It will also go out to all of the area directors and the division directors. Did you have some initial comments about the new pathway stuff that you wanted to share with our audience, Phyllis, before I pull up the booklet?
I think we ought to go right to the booklet because
I'm
going to tell you honestly, I still need to buy another path. I've completed 3 and I don't know where I want to go next. So maybe this will help me make the decision, because I've done at least probably 6 educationals since I ran out of pathway material. So I need this information to get me a new path.
Well, a little bit of introduction here. This is an 80-page PDF file that was created by Sandra. Thank you, Sandra Savage. I told you it was early. Sandra Savage, who lives in Boise, Idaho, and she has traveled. She's a very strong advocate for pathways. She has traveled and given presentations about pathways, and this is the results of several years of effort. This is version 5, actually, of a pathways guide that she created and has freely shared with everybody to help you pick a path and understand the path. And so let's go. So you need a new path, right? Do you have any that you're thinking, gee, I'd really like to look into that because on the first page of this booklet there's all of the paths that are available. What looks good to you?
Well, you know, I like engaging humor, but I've already done that. So I probably should pick something new. Okay. I've done effective coaching, and I've done presentation mastery. So I need to look at something else. If I'm going to learn something new, I need a path that's out of my easy to do categories.
Something out of your comfort zone, maybe?
Yeah, comfort zone. That's probably it. Motivational strategies.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
need motivation a lot of times.
Well, and as you can see, these tiles are active tiles. So there's a little description of the what motivational strategies is all about. It's building connections with the people around you, understanding motivation, and leading small groups to accomplish tasks. So if you click on it, as I did, it will take you to this page. And this is really unique because all of these links are hyperlinks. So if I can click on any one of these highlighted red colored links to learn more. But the beauty of this is you're considering motivational strategies. And this lays out all of the various projects under each level. And the advantage of that is you can sort of engage in the electives you want, and before you actually buy the path, you can determine, is this the right one for me? So let's look at that. Now, of course, level one is always the same. For no matter the path, you're mastering fundamentals, you have an icebreaker, writing a speech with purpose, vocal variety, and then evaluation and feedback. Now, level two in this path is active listening, understanding your communication style, and then Toastmasters mentoring. It's when you get to levels 3, 4, and 5 that you get all of these terrific electives. I say they're terrific because some of them I find are very challenging. Now, obviously, there are some overlap that you'll see. For example, if we're at level 3 here, using presentation software, that's in, you'll see that pop up in a lot of different paths. Connect with storytelling, creating effective visual aids, making connections. So if you decide that, okay, I like this, I want to look at something in a little bit more detail, let's take making connections through networking. If you click on that, here's the project description. Is that great? So you can.
I'm just sitting here saying, oh, I wish I'd have had this 3 or 4 years ago when Pathways came out, because it's so much easier to understand than what we were given. It really is.
You're right. It takes you right to the project description, what it is you're going to need to do, prepare to network resource, attending a network event, and then the project completion is a 5 to 7 minute speech. So you have that, and it is easy to read and understand, and it's easy to navigate because remember, we're dealing with an 80-page PDF document. That's can be pretty overwhelming. But if you go right back here, this little open book up in the right-hand corner, you click on that, it'll take you back to the table of contents. And then there's just one page scroll up and you're back to here. You can go back wherever and select another option. So I'll go back to motivational strategies. We looked at making a connection. You can see you've got a whole list of really great options for electives. So this looks like a really great path for you, Phyllis, because I think it's very robust and it has a lot of interesting and challenging electives. For example, if you get to when you get to level 4, look at this: create a podcast. How's that for a challenge? I mean,
they do look challenging, but there are also a few things there that are not that challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Writing a blog or creating a podcast, that sounds a little bit difficult, but managing an online meeting doesn't sound too difficult, or a question and answer session. They don't sound as difficult. So I think that's it. It's like, what is it that you're really interested? Are you wanting to learn something new? Are you wanting to just hone your skills and make them better?
Well, I think you've got a good point because of Zoom. I mean, what we're doing right now is kind of like a podcast when you think about it. So we've got that. We've managed meetings, online meetings. But if I were in this path, one of the things I would want to focus on is building a social media presence. I have a Facebook page, of course, but that's about it. I don't do Instagram. I don't do TikTok. I don't do Twitter. I don't do LinkedIn. I'm retired. And LinkedIn is primarily for folks who are still in the business world to promote their business or to look for a job and that kind of thing. But I would like to learn more about that. Any of the level 4s that you'd like to look at while we're here?
Yeah, that one was good.
Okay,
I don't have a presence, but then I don't even do Facebook very much. Sometimes if one of my family members put something on. Now, my younger son, I think he's on there every day publishing something, where I don't think the older boy ever looks at Facebook. So, it's whether or not it's your belly whack. Is that the word I want? Do you
that sounds close.
and are you interested in sitting around reading what other people are doing?
Well, I do look at Facebook, and I help with a couple of other pages for my Early Risers Club and this page a little bit. And I do like to post announcements and what have you on the D115 Facebook page. So hopefully that will generate awareness to some of the upcoming events and what have you. So let me go back here. Let's take a look at what it says. This project is going to help you use different kinds of online communications. We're going to create, through this project, an online profile to promote yourself or an organization. If you wanted to promote, let's say, one of the Toastmasters clubs that you're in, this project would help you build a social media presence to promote your club. That goes beyond just Free Toast Host. Now, I like Free Toast Host. I think it does. It's probably underrated. And I'm a convert because when it first came out years ago, it was clunky and difficult to use, and I just said, I became frustrated with it. But then, through several reiterations or iterations of the program, it got better and better and better. And today, I'm a big fan. Because it does a lot of things for us that makes managing meetings a whole lot easier. So that's one thing, but creating your club Facebook page is great. So you research and build a social presence or enhance an existing presence. Let's see what else we have here.
Another thing to mention on our club website is that there is just so much that members and clubs do not take advantage of. We learned the other day in our club that if the member is willing to put in their actual Pathways project, there's a place there for the evaluator to download the evaluation right off of the agenda. So you need to really know what's happening in Free Host and do it, because there's just so much to take advantage of there.
Well, that's correct. And the other feature of that is if you've entered everything correctly and you need to go back later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To refresh your memory or something like that, Free Toast Host will have all of the details. But you have to put them in. So you need to put in the path and you need to put in the title and all of that. And then you will have a record automatically saved for you on Free Toast Host. So it's great. To finish up on this example, though, this lets you design the social media. It doesn't tell you, here are the things you must do in terms of, well, you got to use Facebook. Well, you got to have a LinkedIn account. Well, you got to have a Twitter
Meetup.
account. Yeah, or a Meetup, which is another, social media tool that I need to learn more about. But in any event, this lets you design it, achieve your goals, and then report back to your club. So this is a great way, it would be for me if I were on this path, to really step outside my comfort zone and learn something new. And we can always benefit from that. Now I want to back up. Do you have any comments on that before I go on, Phyllis? Didn't mean to cut you off.
I think that's it, is that it's a Toastmasters is an educational program. They're doing all these things for us for $45 for 6 months. Please take advantage of what you're being given.
Yeah, and what you're paying for. And the thing is, I know from discussions with Toastmasters in leadership positions that they are working to better connect pathways with Club Central. One of the things that I hear Basecamp managers complain about is, once you approve a project, let's say you're the VPE and you approve a project in Basecamp, you then have to go in and re-enter the information in Club Central in order for everything to work together correctly. Sort of a double whammy there. So Toastmasters is working on making that linkage complete, so you only have one entry. And I know they're also working on different paths to expand beyond 11. Now, before we leave this page, I wanted to go down here at the bottom. You can see that there's something called Beyond Your Path. And a couple of things here. One is mentoring. This is your area, fellows. So if you click on Pathways Mentoring, it's going to take you to this page, which describes mentoring and leads you to how to prepare for mentoring, actually doing the mentoring, and then advanced mentoring. So prepare. So if I click on this, it's going to give me the project description for me to prepare for mentoring. So that's a little extra that's right on the front page of the booklet that'll take you right to where you want to go. It's really great. What do you think about that? Did you know that was there?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That, and the last thing I'll show you on this one, unless you have something else you'd like for us to
just
explore.
wanted to know what advanced mentoring was.
Oh, okay. Let me go back. That's a good point. Let me go back here.
I know about mentoring. What is advanced mentoring?
This is a 6-month term as a mentor for a club. And they consider that, or no, it could be a person, a fellow Toastmaster or other person for 6 months. So this is to apply the skills that you've learned. And it talks about a communication tracking log, mentor evaluation, and then monthly goal check resource, and then wrapping up with a speech. So this,
do you get something for 15 years of mentoring?
You should.
I think that is true. Once you become a personal mentor to someone, they continue on through the Toastmaster program. But when they run into problems, because you were their original mentor and have been around 10 or 15 years longer than them, they'll come back and they'll say, what do you think of this? Do you think I should be good at this? Or do I need some extra help? Or have I made the right decision? So, once you're a mentor, you usually continue on to be a person's mentor.
Yes. And the other thing about Toastmasters, people who have been in it for a while, they're always willing to help. Whether you don't really, if you don't really need a mentoring relationship for a 6-month period, if you just need help with something, there's always someone who'll help you. A couple of other things before we move on. Down here beyond your path is the what does it take to become a distinguished Toastmaster in Pathways? So you click on that, it takes you to this page. And you have 2 learning paths, serve as a club officer, 10 training, serve as a district officer, club coach or mentor, et cetera, et cetera. So you have a complete list of here are the things you need to do to get your DTM in Pathways. Now, one last thing, and then we'll see if we can move over to the website, unless there's something else, is this table of contents. We keep coming back here, but what I wanted to point out is this table of contents is, these are all the projects right there, alphabetically listed. Excuse me, advanced mentoring, building a social media presence, communicate change, et cetera, et cetera. The power of humor.
Develop your vision.
Let me go to that and you'll see. This is a project description to develop your vision. The purpose is to develop a detailed vision of your personal life, professional life, or your organization. And yeah, what is the vision that you have? The vision for Toastmasters International, as an example, and I'm going to paraphrase, is to be the #1 provider of experiential educational programs in the world, or something along those lines. We can look that up, see if I remembered that correctly. But yeah, this is about developing a vision for you or your personal, professional life, or your organization. Anything else before that you want us to look at?
Well, you know what happened when I saw vision, I saw looking rather than an idea.
Right. It's an idea of where, if you had a vision to where you're going, what you want to be, that's what it's about. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this now. And I will remind our viewers, let me see if we have any comments in the chat page here. Bear with me. Okay, there are no comments or questions on our Facebook page. Just want to make sure that I don't overlook that, because sometimes I do have it, I forget. But anyway, it is right behind, you have to go to a page right behind the main page. In any case, if your VPE did not send you one, and you want to send me an email, I'll make sure that you get a copy of that document. I guarantee you will just love it, because it's so flexible and useful to help guide you in Pathways. So you can send me an email and I will make sure you get it. Any other comments you have there, Phyllis, before we move to the
No, I'm anxious to get started and look at it and see what new path I'd like to be on. Excellent.
Well, I'm going to go to the TI website page now.
Okay.
Because I want to share some things that have changed a little bit.
Okay.
I had one of the things about the new design of the web page is I have to learn where things are again. So I think when you're talking about Pathways, which we've been talking about and that Sherry talked about at the TLI, start here under education programs. If you're just sort of learning your way around, that's going to take you to the subset of menu options where you have a discussion of education, pathways, speechcraft, and youth programs. And you can also go to Basecamp from here. So there are multiple different ways that you can get to Basecamp. But what I wanted to show you by going through here is exactly what Sherry talked about, some of the changes. So if you click on Pathways, here's where you're going to go. You'll have several sub options. There's an overview, a discussion of paths and projects. There's a sample of your first project, so it'll kind of walk you through a icebreaker, and then achievements and awards and materials. So if we go here to paths and projects, this is similar to what we were just looking at, although the booklet that we were looking at was far more comprehensive than what we have here. This is yet another way that you can access the program that you're most interested in. So you click on that, strategic relationships, and you have it laid out in a different way. Your level 1 and 2, and then there are your projects. The difference is, you notice these are not clickable. These aren't hot links. So if you wanted to know more about connect with your audience, for example, the other document we just reviewed is going to be a little bit more useful and easier. I won't say useful, but easier, because you can just click on connect with your audience. It'll take you right to the project and you'll be able to see it right away. But this is useful because it also will help you as you're deciding what path you want to take. The thing to look at, I think, and this is something Sherry stressed as well, looking at the electives can make it easier for you to make a decision about which path you want to go to. And then as you scroll on down, you're going to have some quick links, hybrid meeting tips, connect with us. And if you go back, I hope I didn't scroll that too fast, up to here, there's more information down here. Go to Basecamp. Here are all of the recent Pathways updates. And this is the one I like, tutorial videos. If you click on that, you have these, and these are very short. This one is a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, less than 5 minutes. So you have an overview of Basecamp. You have, here's how we access our path, and then launching a project. So with these 3 very simple videos, it's going to help you to navigate Basecamp a little better, access your path, and make the whole thing easier. Have any thoughts or comments about that? Do you like the new layout a little bit?
I've not been in here, but yes, I'm liking it. I think I need to work with it a little bit so that I have a couple, well, I actually have 3 new members in Toastmasters that I will be working with this on. And I don't have Zoom. So if they have Zoom, other than the fact that I believe that if I'm looking at my screen and they're looking at their screen, we can figure out together how for them to follow through and do this work. So yes, I'm going to have to call one of them this week and, just get started on it so that we understand what's going on, and all of them are on Pathways.
Yeah, these 3 little videos are great for first timers, so to speak, people who are not familiar with Pathways. It gives them just enough information that they can begin to navigate and understand. They'll still have to go, and there's a bit of a learning curve. I'm going to stop sharing here. There is a bit of a learning curve, as always, with Pathways, and I still learn stuff all the time. Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Well, one of the things I tell people is if you can't get where you're going, exit Toastmasters International and start over again. Because I find frequently I'll be at one location. It's like submitting for a new level for someone. I do not seem to be able to get back to Club Central without just leaving it and starting over again. Now, if I go to Club Central first, I don't have any problem. I can go from Club Central to Pathways, but I can't get back. And I'm sure there is a way. I just haven't hit on it yet.
Well, we're going to wrap up here. We're at 6:29, but hopefully we've gotten people interested in exploring Pathways a little more, whether it's at the TI website or using the booklet that Sharon Strange put together, which she so generously shared with us, and we're going to share it with everybody. In terms of announcements, a couple of things coming up just to let you know. Of course, we have game night on the last Saturday of this month. There's a link for that in the newsletter. If you don't have it, send me an email and I'll make sure you get it. Coming up in February, on the 11th, we will have February 11th. It's kind of a busy day. We're going to have a DEC District Executive Committee meeting followed by some training for area directors, division directors. But that night on educational enrichment, we're going to be doing a program on mentoring. In fact, Phyllis is going to lead us on that journey. So we're looking forward to that. We'll also have Guy Dawson, past district director, who's going to be talking about closing the sale. This was a class he was going to give last month, January, or this month, but we ran into some technical difficulties there. So you always got to be flexible with your Toastmaster, especially when you're dealing with technology, because it doesn't always do what you expect. So take a look at the newsletter. It'll be coming out the 1st of February. It'll have all relevant announcements in it. Anything else before we go, Phyllis?
Well, we're coming to the end of the month, which is the end of officer training, TLI. So if you have an officer in your club that did not get training, send their office to Ken, and maybe he can find you a district that is still offering officer training, TLI. I think that District 33 was going to have one that was late in this month. So you have a few more days to become a trained officer. So please help your club out. We like to have all 7 officers trained, and you get a half a point for that. So let's help out our clubs.
Yes, at the in terms of the TLIs that have been conducted in District 115, we had, I think it was 37 clubs who have 4 or more officers trained, which is the standard. But everything must be done by the end of February and entered into the database, or you do not get credit.
Oh, I thought it was the end of January.
Well, the reason we ended ours, and we had a TLI in December, and then we had 2 in January, because with February we had a lot of things coming up. One thing I forgot to mention is on February 25th is the Division A contests will be at Palo Verde High School. So that's also in the last newsletter. Take a look there. And that's, so we wanted to get everything done from here, but that doesn't mean that you're out in the cold. As you said, you can contact me. There's a link on the TI website to every district in the world. And it's a little bit tedious, but you can just, if you really need to search for another TLI, you can go through, click on the district, and then maybe look at events, or it'll be noted somewhere on that website, and you'll be able to sign up. So if you haven't got it, haven't gotten your training done, let me know, and I will help you find a way to get it done. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Or thank you for visiting us later. We appreciate that. Hopefully it's been of benefit to you and worth your time. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.